This one thing about Iyin Aboyeji will shock you. A young man that became a millionaire in any currency in his early 20s, and he later went ahead to help build two unicorns, talking about 2 billion company.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
How do you know I was a millionaire?
I heard every billionaires all over the world. You look like a millionaire.
I was 23.
And how did you get rich?
Do you know what a unicorn is? A unicorn is a company that grows to $1 billion valuation.
Did you build $1 billion company?
I actually built $2 billion
Are
companies.
you serious?
Yes, right here from Lagos, Nigeria.
I've thought that these two major feats will make anyone want to retire and enjoy life. That is not Iyin Aboyeji, and that's why I'm bringing his conversation to Peak Performers Diary. I want to show you something about him that made him to record this early success. You're welcome to Peak Performers Diary. This is Africa Need Builders with Michael Abiola Ogunshola. You see, we have this conversation because we believe that Africa will be built by Africans, and the only way we can build Africa is through entrepreneurship. Now that you're here, I want to encourage you to please like, share. Don't just like and share. Do something very important. Join the community by subscribing. Let's go back to the rest of the conversation. So who is this young Nigerian that is behind two success stories? Talking about two unicorn success stories. His name is Iyin Samuel Aboyeji. He was born on 28th of March 1991. At an early age of 23, he co-founded Andela. Even at another young age of 25, he co-founded Flutterwave. You see, this is the kind of achievement that people take a lifetime to achieve, but this man is already achieving it even before 30. But here is something a lot of people don't know. The companies he has built and he continues to build are impressive, but even more impressive is what I want to share with you. There is a person, there is a mindset, there is a system of thinking and of behaving and of taking on projects that makes this man to be who he is. It is those success system that I want to unpack so that we can model him, because I tell you, he is a champion for African Need Builders, as you will see even as we progress in the conversation. So something you will notice about this gentleman that I consider a success secret number one is he's the kind of person that sees opportunities. This is the thing. Great builders see opportunity that others ignore. Just imagine you are in a Nigerian bank years ago, maybe some 15 years ago or thereabout, and as you're in that bank, you are on the queue. All you can see is the waste of time and delay. That is not how builders see things. A builder is seeing a possibility of creating a payment solution. I'm just imagining if you are in any environment and you see a challenge or a problem, how do you look at it? Let me tell you something about great people and great builders generally. While others are complaining about problem, builders are creating solutions and businesses around it. I'm reminded of a Bible character. David was confronted with the man by the name Goliath. In fact, it's not even David that was confronted by that man. The entire Israelites were confronted by that man. Goliath was intimidating the people of God. Nobody could confront him. But David said, what is the reward that is going to be given to the man that brings down this uncircumcised Philistine? And they told him, and he said, I will bring him down. This is the thing. The size of the problem you solve will determine the size of your reward. This is what I would also add. Iyin Aboyeji, at the time when people were complaining about queues and delayed transaction, him and others were creating a payment solution. So you see now, this is the thing. You see, what are we learning here? We are learning that if you want to really succeed as a peak performer, you want to be the kind of person that sees opportunity, that creates solution around problems, and not lament or complain because of a truth. Africa will be transformed within a space of time if we are committed to building. Because if we do not build, what are we going to have? So I challenge you to be like our man. The experience he had in Canada with his first major company, Booknedo, which he later sold off, is what helped him to come back home and build. So look at your current situation. What is that opportunity around you that people are complaining about? What is that problem or challenge that people are going away from? That is your cue to build solution blueprints. Because when you build solution blueprint around it, people will gather and celebrate you. Another thing I found fascinating about Iyin Aboyeji is he's the kind of person that don't just build business, but he builds with mission. And that's what you need to understand, that let mission guide you. Andela, they had a mission. What was their mission? Andela connects African software developers to global opportunities, and they earn in multiple tens of thousands of dollars. You want to beat that? Another mission, Flutterwave, create easy payment solution. The mission he is even working on right now is the one that for me I consider the greatest of them all. And what is that ambition? It is his ambition that he, through Future Africa and all his ventures, are going to equip a minimum of 1 million Nigerians to earn a minimum also of $10,000 per annum. And when you look at 1 million Nigerians earning $10,000 per annum, that makes us to have $10 billion. Now, when we have $10 billion in our economy, you know what that means? How much is the overall budget? What that means is, across the value chain, more disposable cash becomes available. The middle class will be established, and the economy will take a jump. And we need people to think this way, because if we are not thinking this way, if we are not creating opportunity for the middle class, we cannot go far. Let me shock you with this statistics. The highest employer of labor in Nigeria right now is government, employing people around 45 million. Followed by it are the churches, the Redeemed, the Catholic, and the winners. On the third on that list is Alhaji Aliko Dangote, employing maybe over 50 to 100,000 people. Others are just in their 10,000 and in their 5,000 and what have you. All the banks that you are seeing, this bank or that bank, no singular bank has recruited up to 50,000 people. What does that tell you? It tells you that if we have people with this kind of mindset that Iyin Aboyeji has, where they have a mission and their mission is to help people create opportunity, I tell you, Nigeria will be better for it. Let me just tell you this, just in case you are not aware. It's quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. People are selfish, sometimes in a good way. Now, when you know that people are selfish in a good way, what you want to do as wisdom, and it is even something I also learned from this guy, is you want to build your business around other people's business. Yes, that's point number 3. You want to build your business around other people's business. So what am I saying? When you look at Flutterwave, when transactions are done, there is a delay in the processing of those transactions. So people were looking for efficient ways to have their funds received. Now, Flutterwave say we will create that payment solution, that engine that will drive the seamless financial service for the business people, for our customers, for our clients. And as a result, Flutterwave is birthed. And so other people's business is now their business. Even the idea, Andela, he said we are going to equip young developers, African developers. We will connect them to global opportunities. And when we connect them to global opportunities, there will be a partnership which creates a synergy, and then as you earn, we earn. Even today, that is on the journey to empowering 1 million Nigerians to earn $10,000 per annum. When these guys earn, he earn. And that's the beauty of building your business around other people's business. In Africa, we don't want all this. We are building up, we are building this, we are building that. Think of how you can create real solution for real people. You cannot just be building apps, you cannot just be building payment solutions. Yes, there was a time when we needed payment solution, but right now I think we need much more than that. So look around you. What real problems are there? Solve it. And another lesson you will learn from this man that got me even more interested in his character which is lesson number 4, be willing to collaborate. Have you noticed that all of Iyoluwa's businesses are a product of collaboration? He has not necessarily said he is the sole founder of anything. So do well to look for people that you can build together with, build synergies, build partnerships, collaborate. I was talking to somebody this week and he was telling me how that he has this great idea and they want to begin to do, for reason of NDA, I will not talk about the business, but his business idea is great. And I was also telling him that as much as this business idea is great, you want to open yourself up for investments and investors, so that this your business can scale, this your business can go far, get to more people. Because I tell you, if you are trying to say I want to be the sole owner of my idea, you can be the CEO of zero company. Is it not better you be a part owner? This was even the analogy I gave him. It's better to own 10% of a $1 billion company than own 100% of a $1 million company. Absolutely. So be the kind of person that don't care who takes the credit. Because Iyin Aboyeji, I love the man so much, because one of the time he was talking about how a lot of times people are always eager to say they did this, they did that. He talked about how he has invested in some companies and he has even helped some young people to have a jump start, and in the end they don't even acknowledge him, and for him he's happy. There was also that popular viral news of how he had some clash with his co-founders at Florida Wave. He would later clear the air that there was no rancor, that he started building while his partners were not available to build, but eventually they were available, and when they came and said they're 100% available, he said, well, if you want me to go, I will go, because I have other things I want to go and build. And somehow they had an amicable closure, so whether you like it or not, when you are building with people, there will be crisis, there will be chaos. But before you even begin to build, you must have established that you are people of similar values. And once you have established that, collaborate with people and build big. Then you also want to be audacious in your belief. There is something I call audacity of belief. Just the sheer belief that so I was watching his interview on Afropolitans, and he was talking to Chika and Eche, and I think it was Eche that was telling him that way back in 2016 they were together, and at the time they were in US with another business owner. Now that business owner is a senior colleague, so the three of them were in conversation, and in the middle of the conversation he was just talking about how if they are building something and they need a bank, that they will just buy the bank, and Eche told him that singular statement made him to really rethink his life, that he was wondering that this guy, we are in our mid-20s, and see the kind of conversations and the kind of mindset that you have, that you could just buy a bank. What does that tell you? Audacity of belief. I remember some time ago, I think it was about Wigwe, I think some people were having an argument around Herbert Wigwe and his co-founder Ike Mokpeje, how young people were throwing banter that those guys bought a bank in their early 30s and they are just wondering if the average young person of today can take on that kind of projects. Now Iyin Aboyeji is the answer. Opportunities will not come to you. You must build a door for them to come through. That's how it works here. That the way life work is, nothing is good or bad, no environment is necessarily limiting. It is the first limitation that anybody can have is in his mind, and if at all the environment is limiting, you can insulate yourself at a level. Because I was also listening to Iyin even while equipping myself for this conversation, and somebody was telling that, but how do you cope living in a country like Nigeria where it seems as if everything is set up to frustrate you? And he gave a profound response. He said you just have to find a way to divorce yourself from these external realities such that the things happening without doesn't come to affect within, because it's not really what goes into our mouth that contaminates us as much as what comes out. Talking about our life now, not talking about health and personal hygiene. I'm just talking about the product and the quality of our life, the output of our life is not determined by external, it's determined by internal reality. If you see a chaotic space and people are living there, it's because the people's mind is chaotic. Go and check poor neighborhood, so much disorderliness, and go and check a wealthy neighborhood. There is a level of calmness, peace and serenity. So I dare you to be like our man. And you know, another thing a lot of people don't know about Iyin Aboyeji is he was raised in a faith-based home, and being raised in a faith-based home, it made him to have something that is called fearlessness. That is last point I want to share with you. You must be fearless. You see, fearlessness is what births being courageous. Look at it this way. Iyin Aboyeji being born into a faith-based home, he said his parents, they were the kind of people that were not afraid to do things, and because of their fearlessness, they had the courage to dream big. They had the courage to in fact, this is how it happened. The father's predicament at the time when he was much younger was that he was a cab rider, and they call it kabu kabu, and the man would drive his car around town, you know, picking passengers, because he had just graduated with, you know, his masters. But because of how the man was fearless even in the face of lack, that's the angle I'm even coming from. He was fearless in the face of lack. He did not allow the external to put fear in his heart. He went from doing that to securing a job at the bank. From managing a bank, he got a job at Shell. From working at Shell, he later became, you know, a spiritual advisor to a supreme leader. That's the Olu of Warri. Look at that kind of journey. And today, the man is the general overseer of the Foursquare Gospel Church. Him seeing his dad not being intimidated by lack made him to conquer lack. Don't be driven by money. I used to say to people that some people are so poor that all they have is money. You want to be the kind of person that you will not allow your situation, your condition, or your predicament determine how you see yourself or carry yourself. Because if you are not fearless in the face of lack, you can literally be crippled by your predicament. You want to be the kind of person that is fearless. You want to be the kind of person that has the audacity of belief. You believe big and you go take on big projects. You want to be the kind of person that knows that challenges are opportunities to build big things. So look at Nigeria today. The man that we are even talking about, it will shock you to know that he is still doing great things right now. And like I said earlier, he's just in his mid-30s. He's a 35-year-old man. He's a wonderful father, an amazing husband. His family life is sweet. His faith life is awesome. What does that tell you? You truly can have it all. Please don't buy that idea that you cannot have it all. It's anti-kingdom. So what is your story? You want to go after your dream. You want to build. You want to create. You want to serve. Entrepreneurship is not a sprint. It's a marathon. I want to say a big thank you for being a part of today's conversation. I don't know the point that spoke to you or the lesson that inspired you. We share the stories because we believe that inspiration is going to create transformation. I remain Michael Ogunshola, the peak performance strategist, saying you are created for peak performance. Go for it.